Good afternoon, Voyager hockey fans. Welcome to Game 5 of this young season. Tonight, the Voyageurs are in Fond du Lac at the Blue Line Family Ice Center taking on the Fond du Lac Cardinals. Those who tuned in last night got to see a 5-0 win over Kingsford. Goals by Greenya. Smith, Kazarik, Dose, Lee, and Smith made it a 5-0 win. Some sound difficulties here at the arena, but they're going to go ahead and announce the starters here in a moment. It's one of the better rinks we play in. Really like this one. I end up having a lot of people around, from where I'm from originally. So we're going to go ahead and catch the starters here. I'm sure they'll get the Voyageurs first. It looks like we're going to have the Kazarik line's going to start. It'll be Kazarik, Wiehausen, and Smith on the forward line. I think we're going to have Chase in goal tonight. They've been alternating. On defense, it's going to be 15 Dane Wafel and number 16 Leo Does. And then Chase Vandeven in goal. Chase has got a couple of wins to his credit. 7-2 Tuesday in Appleton. And 4-2 down at KMMO last weekend. Some cool effects here. It's not your computer, it's not your phone. It is some cool effects that they got here. So the starting lineup for the Cardinals is number 5, Peyton Umentum, number 19, Mason King, and number 27, Parker Ziebel. On defense, number 7, Nick Obermater, and number 17, Mason Freese. And their netminder tonight will be number 30, Colin Gamble. We're going to pause momentarily as we play for the national anthem, and we'll be back with you in a minute or so. So the helmets go back on. That means it's almost time for Voyager hockey. What I expect tonight, I think Fond du Lac is going to play a pretty tight defensive type of a game. I don't know that there's a lot of firepower. They have been shut out their last 2 games. They played a pretty good University School Milwaukee and a pretty good NHM team in their last 2 contests, but they came out, I think, 6-0 losses, both of those. I know in NHM they were able to hang with them early, I think through a very tight defensive system, but kind of went awry when they actually NHM committed some penalties. Fond du Lac was able to, they gave up 3 shorthanded goals, which that's not going to be an easy thing to overcome. We've got shorthanded goals in each of our last 2 games. In Appleton, Palmer Anderson had one, and last night Austin Lee. So that's something to keep an eye on if we do go to the box, especially with the bigger ice surface here. Maybe we'll be able to pop one. Wouldn't test that theory too many times. Never a good thing to be shorthanded too much, but something to watch for when we, in fact, maybe commit a penalty or 2. Just a reminder that the JV game will be following after. They flip-flop these. The JV game will be starting pretty quickly, and I believe we might even be on the other ice surface, so it's a 5:30 JV start. And we're going to start here because unable to control the draw. Fond du Lac takes it back into their own zone. Wiehausen on the forecheck. Fond du Lac sends it back down into their own zone, looking over here on the left wing. Able to get it up there to King. King throws it back. Wafel's the first one to the puck for the Pier, sends it up to Wiehausen. Kozarek takes the hit, but lost the puck momentarily, but gets it back. Landon Smith dumps it, and we're going to have a change of our 3 forwards. Out is the Burkholz line. Austin Lee and Max Grenia. There's a shot that kind of went out to the center, but off one of our skates. Austin Lee tries to send it deep for Grenia, but unable to. Dose is out. Now Wisco is out on D, and Helden will come on out here shortly when he can. Fond du Lac trap in the neutral zone, successful so far. De Pere hasn't really been able to solve that yet, but let's see if we can't open it up a little bit. We do have the wide ice surface. Came down toward the net. Lee tries to go back behind the net, but it got tipped away. Fond du Lac now able to dump it behind the net. Lee comes out with it on the corner, fans on a pass. Fond du Lac has it, tries to throw it back down, but off one of their own skates. Now Lee sends it out for Burkholz. Now we got some ice. Burkholz with Grenia. Grenia makes the move, gets it down into the corner. Lost it momentarily, gets it back. Grenia looks for the center. Burkholz has it. Palmer Anderson was calling for it off the bench, but they didn't quite have the angle for him. Now it's sent deep. Grenia has it down low. Sent up to Van Helden. Van Helden sent it wide of the net, looking for a redirect. Now Fond du Lac comes out with it. Palmer Anderson with the hit. Van Helden chips it up just past LaBelle. It should be waved off. It is. Palmer Anderson has sent the length of the ice. Now Fond du Lac gathering behind their own zone. Able to outlet. Looking for the long pass. Forward is unable to handle. Gets it. It's sent down, but it went right near Van Helden's stick, and they go ahead and wipe it off. Wisco has it now in behind. Wisco over to Palmer Anderson. Anderson hits Wyatt Williams, but unable to gather it. Fond du Lac sends it deep again. Wisco has it. I think we can see quite a bit of dump and chase here, so we're just going to have to open up. And now LaBelle tips it, tries to tip it to himself. The Fond du Lac player wins the battle. We're going to have to reset. Palmer Anderson was able to wait. They do get it back out to center, though. Wisco has it. Wisco skates it in. Have some changes coming. You see Van Helden going out. Looks like Reed Sands coming out. That goes the length of the ice, but Sands is back, so he gathers it in. Wholesale changes. LaBelle now has it. LaBelle looking for the long pass. Tried for Wiehausen and got through clean, and that results in an icing. 14:08 left in the first period. Neither goaltender has had to exert themselves yet. No shots on goal for either team. And it looks like they may have changed their mind a little bit, saying it maybe was tipped because they went ahead and are going to face it off at center ice. Kozarek takes the draw, sends it back into the Fond du Lac zone. Fond du Lac retreats. Now the defenseman looks for the pass up the middle. That's going to be an icing. That's going to be an icing as he was unable to connect. 3 minutes in, even. 0-0 your score. No shots on goal. Voyageurs are look like they're just kind of feeling it out a little bit. Fond du Lac has had some puck possession and tried to throw it deep, trying to do a little dump and chase. I know the Voyageurs are going to look for a little more puck possession. See if they can do that. Kozarek unable to win the draw. Fond du Lac sends it up. Verboort able to pinch, brings it in, but he was outnumbered. Able to take it away. Now Kozarek is back on for him. Fond du Lac tried to do a back pass, but we had it defensed pretty well. 3-on-3. Smith over the cross, and I think we're going to get an offside. Wiehausen went in a little bit ahead of the puck. All right, be nice to figure these things out, get a few shots. Maybe this is our shift for that. Now Wafel and Dose out on the blue line. Burkholz is going to take the draw between Grina and Lee. Able to win the draw. Nope, now Fond du Lac has it. They're going deep with it. Dose has it. Dose with the angle pass off the boards to Grina. Grina now retreats over to Dose. Dose couldn't get the angle on the pass to Grina. Unfortunately, now it's given up. All is deep. Wafel has it. He's the first one out. Able to protect it with his body. Flips it over to Dose behind the net. Dose to Grina. Grina has Burkholz. See if he sends it to him. He does. Unfortunately, right under his stick. Fond du Lac able to gather. And they send it back behind their own zone. Fond du Lac now up with it, doubling back. Now sending it back behind their own net. Burkholz and Lee back in on the forecheck. Comes out to center. Wafel over to Dose. Dose looking, has Grina. Grina lost control. And I think this is going to go for an icing. Yep, it is going to go for an icing. Fond du Lac sends another one down. So, pretty uneventful game so far. Let's see if we can't generate some scoring chances. But nobody's had really any kind of a look. Voyageurs haven't really possessed it in the offensive zone yet. See Wisco and Van Helden out. LaBelle taking the draw in between Anderson and Williams. Wins it over to Williams, but he was locked up. Now Fond du Lac has it all. A little mini break, but Van Helden's going to be there for the defense. Van Helden, little 1-on-2. Van Helden comes out with it to Palmer Anderson. Anderson tries to chip it by, unable to, but Van Helden is there. Brings it back behind. Van Helden, there's a turnover. That could have been ugly. Got to be careful of those passes to the middle. Be very careful of those passes to the middle. That looks like a first shot on goal. Probably get credit for shot on goal there for Fond du Lac. Yep. And Van de Ven with the easy freeze. Going to pass it up the middle. You got to be sure on that one. Didn't quite connect and could have resulted in something bad. But thankfully they missed the net on the first one, and Van de Ven was able to freeze. All right, now we win the draw. Kozarek outnumbered there, but Van Helden is there. Tries to get up around the defender. Now does, but up to a Fondy player. Smith tips it into the zone. Fondy player is going to be the first one to it. Number 3 goes in behind his own net. Tries to pass it up, and is able to. Fondy now on the breakout. Throws it across to the red line. Now Smith is going to be the first one there. Smith rings it around to Wisco. That's going to come all the way out to the neutral zone. Let's see if we can't put a little pressure on him here. Fondy in their own zone. Wiehausen tries for the forecheck and separates the man from the puck. Van Helden tried an angle pass, but no one home. Now Smith is on a forecheck, able to knock it down back behind their own goal line. We're going to have some changes coming out. Looks like Verboort and Sands on defense. Smith able to pass it, picked it off. Unfortunately, the loose puck ended up going back to the Cardinals. Kozarek sends it over to Verboort. Verboort over to his D partner in Sands. Sands gets across with some speed. He has Austin Lee up the middle. Let's see what he can do with it. Oh, nice pass by Sands. Grina couldn't quite gather it in, but that was a good look. Lee probably should have sent that deep, was unable to. Now it goes all the way back behind our own net, where Burkholz gathers. Burkholz has a couple of Cardinals on him, sends it up to Grina. Grina couldn't quite get the angle on the pass to Lee. Now Fond du Lac sends it back. They dump it again. Sands going to be the first one to the puck. Sends it up to Austin Lee. Lee tips it. Unfortunately, it was hit by one of the Cardinals. Now Sands with the move. Sands turned it over, but Burkholz with the nice cover. Now one of the Cardinals had hopped their skate and toward the net, but wide. Verbort carried it, probably ill-advised. There was 2 guys on him. One of the Cardinals sends it all the way back, rings it around, up to the point. Now they just send it across. We're a little uneven here. We got it a little grouped up. That's a shot by Fond du Lac. Chase Vandeven handles, and we clean it up. Now pass over to Lee. Lee couldn't quite get his blade on. He's at the end of a shift. He's going to head off. Couldn't quite get, had a look originally, but couldn't quite get the blade off. Palmer Anderson did a good job not touching it. Otherwise, it would have been too many. They were yelling for it, but that was not a too many men. Wafel hits Dose. Dose with the move. Gets by his guy. Dose now coming in. He leaves one for Grenia. Unfortunately, drop pass is picked up. Now Wafel back. Oh. The shot went high. That was a little bit of a dangerous play. Wafel sends it up. Grenier with the back pass to one of the Cardinals. Wafel's there. He chips it up. And Palmer Anderson's going to be the first one to it. Let's see if he can't get an angle. That was a big time hit by 7. But I think he got him up high. Take the power play, boys. There you go. It was a big time hit, but I think they're going to call it, get him up for a high hit. Let's see if they have any type of head contact or anything on that. I doubt it. I think it's just going to be 2 minutes. But unfortunately for, it's going to be Wiener going for Fondy. Unfortunately for him, he just had quite a bit of height on Palmer Anderson, and when he finished the check, it finished up high. Got to be careful of that when you're a much taller player. Try to be hip heavy. Try to go in with the midsection, but I think they're getting him for extending up high. They're just signaling to the Fond du Lac bench. Fond du Lac bench didn't love the call, and I understand, but it's going to be a power play. Kozarek wins the draw over to Smith. Smith to Wafel, and unfortunately the angle on the pass took it over past the blue line. So we are going to get a face-off at neutral ice. Just got to clean up the angle on that one. It's going to be Smith and Wafel back on the blue line. It's going to be Kozarek and Anderson and Wiehausen. That draw was won, but now I'm not sure what they whistled. Well, that was unfortunate. So it was a violation by Fond du Lac, but unfortunately we had won the draw and had a good look at it. Now Kozarek wins that one. Wiehausen over to Wafel. Wafel with some room, looking, settles it down. See where he goes with it. Now he goes down to Kozarek. Kozarek tries to go across, but didn't realize one of the Fond du Lac players had his stick down. Good support by Palmer Anderson. Wafel able to grab it, tries to send it. It was a high hit, but no call. So Smith there to Wafel. Wafel has a lot of space, taking it. And tipped by one of the Fondy players. Now a long pass over to Kozarek, who hammers it. Palmer Anderson hits it, and we're just not in sync. I'm not sure what's going on, but we are just way out of sync here. Our guys got to just pick up the pace. Use the big ice. We just haven't generated anything yet. So that was our first shot on goal officially. So Burkholt's out with Austin Lee. Over to Grenia. LaBelle also out, as well as Van Helden. Now Lee down. Van Helden with a shot. Oh, that got through. LaBelle was there, but nice job by the goalie to get that leg pad on it. Now send it over to Grenia. Grenia, one too many moves on that one. So Fond du Lac's going to send it deep. Grenia has it below the goal line. Digs it out. Now let's get this going. Got Lee over here, but unfortunately one of the Cardinals got a little piece of it. We're just not sharp. We got to pick up our pace. Come on, boys. About 27 seconds left in the power play. Max Grenia takes it deep. Take it down, but no call, and there shouldn't have been. Lee over behind to LaBelle. LaBelle looking, gets it up over to Wafel. Wafel looking, gets it over to Grenia. Grenia down to, nice lead by Austin Lee. Burkholz couldn't get it past the goalie, nice job. And Fond du Lac tries to send it, but Wafel sends it deep. Right over to the goalie. Oh, nice It was kind of rolling, but Lee got a little bit on it, almost rolled right up and over, but was on net, and the goaltender with the freeze. So 7:07 left in the first. Over halfway through the first period, 5 shots for the Voyageurs. Finally generated some shots in the man advantage. 3 shots for the Cardinals, but nothing, just the one look that got through. LaBelle tried for the clean up the rebound, but the goalie was able to keep it out. Dose with it, sends it down and around. Wiehausen, one of the first to it. One of the Cardinals has it. Now we're forechecking Smith. Smith trying to get it deep. Nice job, Smith. All right. Now here is Kazarek. Kazarek coming out. He's got it to Wayful at the point. Wayful with the shot. It looked like it might have been redirected, but the blocker saved by the goaltender. They send it up. Now Fond du Lac has it. Smith looking for the big hit. Separated his man from the puck. Wayful has it. Sends it up to Smith. Smith tried the short pass to Wayful. Unfortunately, he was not successful. That was, I don't think it got through. I think it hit one of the defensemen. And then Fond du Lac sends it deep. Wayful knocks it down. Oh, Dose knocks it down. Dose tries to send it up there. Wiehausen gets the hit. Oh, there you go. Got your hit in. Now walk away. Good job. Now long pass. They tried it for Smith, but it was picked off. Fond du Lac was in the zone, so they're going to have to clear. Wayful with it. Looking. Gets it over to Kazarek. Kazarek gets it up here to Smith. Smith gets a piece. Unfortunately, it got held up toward the blue line and sent back to neutral. Wayful with it gets to Wiehausen. Wiehausen chips it in. Burkholt's now fresh on the bench. A lot of other changes for the Voyageurs. Greenya out, as well as Austin Lee. Lee with the forecheck grabs it. Now Burkholt's going to get it by his guy. He did not. Good job recovery by the defenseman. Greenya takes it deep below the goal line. Sands now out. Sands gets it deep. Max Greenya makes one move. Oh, gets it picked, gets his pocket picked. Got a little 3-on-3 now on the, like they might have been offside. Oh, Ghost blew a tire. They tried to center it, but it went all the way through. Now we got some 2-on-2 going the other way. Lee with LaBelle. A few changes back for the Voyageurs. Lee on the check. LaBelle now on the forecheck. Bondy sends it back down behind their own net. They send it up. And Verbort got a piece. Now Palmer Anderson is back. Gets it over to Verbort. Verbort looking, gets it over to LaBelle. LaBelle's taken off the puck, but now Palmer Anderson with the loose puck leaves it for LaBelle. LaBelle sends it in behind the net. Palmer Anderson's going to be the first one to it. Sends it back down to LaBelle. LaBelle couldn't quite handle the rolling puck. That's going to come out all the way to the point. Sands has it. Went off one of the Fondy skaters, and Fondy now has it. They're going to send it out. Verbort didn't quite have the angle, but Sands able to tip it out to the corner at least. Now 2 Voyageurs on the hit. Williams, nice job helping Sands on that one. Now Sands has it. He gets the red and sends it deep, and we're going to have a few changes. So LaBelle on the forecheck. Wyatt Williams was also out there. Van Helden now out with Wisco. Van Helden tried the long pass across, but one of the Fondy players was there. Yep, that's going to be a trip. I'm not sure about that one. I think that was kind of one where he was leaning and falling, but maybe we helped him a little bit. That's going to be Wisco going on a trip. 3:46 left in the period. Shots are 6-3 in favor of the Voyageurs, but really just not a lot cooking. Honestly, we only had one really great look so far, and that's about it. Fondy's had a few where they centered it through the crease with really nothing. So we got Wayful and Dose out. Wayful tries to poke it. It's pressure. Now they threw it to Smith. Smith is also out with Kazarek on the forward line. Those are our 4 penalty killers. So Fondy takes it back into their own zone to reset. Tries to go across ice, but Smith is there to knock it down. Smith sends it up to Kazarek, and that puck goes the length of the ice. And of course, we are shorthanded, so no icing. Fond du Lac now resets it behind their net, sends it up the boards. Now goes D to D. Now they're looking to see if they get the red line and dump. No, they are able to possess. Now they get it over to the side. Now Fond du Lac has a look here. So Kazarek in our diamond here. Sent wide. And we did not protect the back. When you don't protect when you do not protect the back door, that's what happens. So it was a lively off the boards, and we kind of stood and watched, and one of the Fond du Lac players was able to chip it in. So unfortunately, a well-deserved power play goal against. Maybe that'll get us going. Maybe that'll wake us up, because we're kind of sleepwalking right now, if I'm being honest. 2:55 left in the first period. 1-0 Fond du Lac score, and hopefully that was the alarm bell that we needed. Wisco and Van Helden out. Burkholz and Grenia and Lee. Fond du Lac wins the draw, but not quite got to the red line, so they sent it the length of the ice. This is the kind of thing we got to make them pay for. So let's go here. Time to pick it up. Time to get pucks and bodies to the net. Some pretty simple hockey. We just don't have the intensity and the speed. We're not playing with that right now, and it needs to change. I'll get into some of our sponsors here shortly. Burkholz unable to win the draw. Sent around. One of the Cardinals has it. Send it. Momentum number 15 was the goal scorer. Burkholz double teamed. Lee getting in there. And now Van Helden walks. Van Helden with the shot, able to close up the 5-hole as the goaltender. Send it over to the corner. All right, time to forecheck. Time to get something out of the forecheck. Here we go. So Burkholz is there. He and Grenia. Grenia's going to walk away with it. See if Max is able to stunt back down to Burkholz. Burkholz with the shot. That was kind of a little dangerous hopping puck, but we weren't able to clean up the rebound as it hopped right over Lee's stick. Good hit by Burkholz. Has a 1-on-3. Fond du Lac was doing some changes. Good job by Grenia to get it deep. Wisco is chasing. And Fond du Lac now coming up the middle. He had a couple of changes. Sands unable to stop it, but he was able to take away the angle. So good job by Sands to get over. Wisco was at his feet. He didn't see it. One of the Fond du Lac players tried to make the pass, but he threw it onto his own net. That should come outside the zone. We'll see if they get that call right. A few of our sponsors. Fox City Sign, 172 Media, 21 Guns Roadhouse, 5 Point Fabrication, Ambrosia Studios, Aurora Bay Care Sports Medicine, Ben Shaw Plumbing, Bergstrom Automotive, Best Machine, Black Diamond Builders, Bunton Construction. And the face-off is inside the zone, so unfortunately they didn't get that one correct, but that'll happen. All right, so LaBelle had sent it over. Now it's Palmer Anderson sends it, and that's going to be an icing. 1:30 left in the period, 1-0 Fond du Lac. CNC Electric, Caliente La Fiesta Mexicana, Catholic Financial Representative Kristen O'Connell, CertaPro Painters, Chevalier Masonry, Chicago Street Pub and Grill, CLA Green Bay, Cocoon Brewing, Covantage Credit Union, Crispy Fried Chicken. Voyage back to live action. The Voyageurs ended together. Now we got a little 2-on-1. Oh! Unfortunately, right off of one of the Fond du Lac players' skates when we had a nice 2-on-1 brewing with Wyatt Williams and Palmer Anderson. Now trying to take away the angle. Number 7 gets a shot, but easily gloved down by Van de Ven. A few more sponsors. DNS Machine, DePiro Youth Football, Delahat Landscaping, Dorner Inc. Utility Contractor, Drift In, your friendly Edward Jones advisor, Mr. Bill LaBelle. Festival Foods, Fox Cities Builders, Fox Communities Credit Union, Foxview Dental, Gamblers Hockey, GCO Pest Solutions, and Don Vandeven. The Granite Company, Green Bay Family Dental, and Grabowski Builders. Back to live action. Fondy wins the draw. Wafel has it, sends it up to Smith. Smith tried the back pass, but unable to. Now Kazarek is there to support. Wafel able to knock the puck away. Makes the move. Looking up the ice. Sends it up. One of the Fond du Lac players. I thought he got a piece of it. He did. No icing. Just under 50 seconds left. Fond du Lac tries to send it. Dose is there. Dose is looking. Dose tries to send it over to Landon Smith. Picked off. Dose got a piece of it momentarily. A shot and a save by Vandeven. Let's see. Oh, Landon Smith's not going to have the angle. And it's going to go to Wafel. Let's see if he can make a move. Tries to make a move to the middle of the ice. The shot. And had limited time, so put it on net. Put a hard shot on net. I guess that's what you do there. And the Fondy goaltender was up to the task, had him squared up. So 22.6 left. The Burkholz line is out with Lee and Grenia, Wisco and Van Helden on D. See if we can't generate something. Face off on the glove side of the Fond du Lac goaltender. Bit of a stalemate. Now Grenia has it. Time for a good look or two, boys. Here we go. Drops it off for Lee. Lee up to Wisco at the point. Back to Lee. Lee looks over to Van Helden. Van Helden with the shot. Just went wide. Was, I think, looking for a redirect. Lee with the hit. Now Fondy's going to get it cleared, and that is going to be your first period. So, not going to sugarcoat it. A lackluster first period for the Voyageurs. They led in the shots 9-7, but they are down in the game 1-0. Didn't protect the back door on the power play and cost them. So let's see if the Voyageurs can't find some pep. Just not a good period for the Voyageurs, but they can do much better, and I expect they will in the second period. Just a few more sponsors, and then I'm going to go away take a break for about 10 minutes. Hart Design and Manufacturing, Herkman Heating and Cooling, Hireman Printing, honoring Sue Waggy, Jason Gerhardt and Associates Real Estate, Mr. Jeff Bizek, Jim Cornell Plumbing, Jones Sign Company, KC Foundation, K Farron Construction, Kazarek Family Foundation, Kurt and Dana, Steve and Jody Lobbs, LaForce, Lamers Bus, Ledgeview Living. And we'll hear from some more in the second period. 1-0 our score from the Blue Line Family Ice Center. Come back at you in maybe 10 minutes. Welcome back for period 2. The officials are down, got the nets back on their pegs, and some fun little special effects as Fondy comes out back on the ice. Not going to sugarcoat it. Not a good period for the Voyageurs. Just did not play good hockey. Not what they are capable of. So I expect a lot more in this period. Hopefully the intermission came and gave them a chance to reboot and regroup. That you kind of hope that maybe that goal would kind of light a fire, but unfortunately it didn't seem to. So hopefully this some discussion in between periods will get some guys going. Capable of much, much more, and hopefully we'll see some better play here in the second period. Some more of our great sponsors include Mako's Commercial Interiors, Midwest Auto Care, Myron Construction, Nature's Groomer, Nicolay Restaurant, Office Installation and Relocation, Ott Family, Pension Inc., Christie Snap, Peters Plumbing, Plank Road, Pomps Tire, and we're off in the second period. Grenier comes out on the draw by Burkholz. Grenier brings it down deep, skates back around. Did a nice job of hanging on to the puck. Burkholz with the shot, sticked aside by the goaltender. Grenier battling with Lee. Burkholz with it, Burkholz with the shot, off the goaltender's glove. Looked like it was maybe going to go a little wide, but wasn't able to handle it. Now Fond du Lac brings it out. Van Helden, Wisco able to cover, nice job. Fond du Lac was looking for the change. Now Austin Lee out. Fond du Lac could change a couple. Oh, blown tire. Oh, no ice by Lee. Tried to connect with Grenier, but he and Grenier weren't on the same page. Kozarek out. Now a few changes. See Van Helden also still skating with 5. Fond du Lac tried to center it, but they didn't have a guy there. Wiehausen didn't get the angle on the pass. That is going to go for an icing. That's unfortunate. That looked like we had an angle on that one, but just couldn't connect. So Wiehausen, Kozarek, and Smith are going to be out for your forwards. Dose and Wafel will be out. And after the icing penalty, it's going to go Chase Van de Ven's glove side. Draw, kind of a stalemate on the draw. Now Wiehausen has it to Smith. Smith throws it down, hard one to the goaltender. The rebound, one of the Fond du Lac Cardinals gets it first. They throw it out, they're able to get it out to center. And number 3 out battles Wiehausen. Wiehausen with the big hit, and Wiehausen went up high. Can't do that. Got the elbow up. Unfortunately, that also took away an opportunity for a rush. So Wiehausen's going to go for an elbow. A couple more sponsors here: Quaker Bakery, Replay, Robinson Heating and Cooling, Robinson Inc., Ron Thiesfeld Construction, Ryan Funeral Home, Sidekicks Bar, Smile Brand Midwest Dental, Stevenson Bank. And we'll hear from the rest of them momentarily. LaBelle taking the draw along with Palmer Anderson. Wafel gets it, tries to send it up, couldn't send it out, but LaBelle there. Now we got it to Anderson. Let's see if he can get the angle. Has a bit of a semi-break. That should be a penalty, and it is. Yep, a hold on number 2. And number 2, he'll be lucky if he doesn't get another penalty on that for going in and just hitting our... Anderson was taken down by him, and he was mad at Anderson for taking out their goaltender, but he's the one who pulled him down. Probably only going to get one. He let him get a freebie on popped Anderson. Oh, looks like he might get some type of a unsportsmanlike. So let's see what that looks like. So the hold initially, and then thought he signaled some type of unsportsmanlike. So it's going to be 4-on-4. It's going to be a face-off in the Fond du Lac zone. Burkholt's going to take the draw with Grenier, Lee, and Wafel. So let's see if this group can't get us going here a little bit. Fondy has some of their better players out as well. Unfortunately, Fondy wins the draw back into the corner. Now it's sent back out to the point. Grenier has it. Grenier down to Burkholz. Grenier gets it over there. He's got Wafel if he wants him. Splits the defense. Wafel, hard shot. Nice save by the goaltender. Lee looking, drops it off to Grenier. Grenier off for one of the Fondy skaters. Oh no, with Grenier. Grenier sends it back down to Burkholz. Burkholz back up to Grenier. Green over to Wayful at the point. Wayful with the hard shot, looking for a redirect. Caught up in traffic. Wayful over to Greenia. Oh, they just missed on connecting. Now with the Fondy players without a stick, let's take advantage of that somehow, some way. Nice job by Lee. Burkholt's able to pull it down. And now Wayful has it. Wayful circles back around. He and Smith got tangled up, but they're able to poke it through momentarily, but now it's going to come back out. Now we got to make a move. Oh, Greenia popped one of them. It went wide. Now we got our guys. We got a little rush, 3-on-2. Wayful with the hard shot. Oh, did it go in? No, it was not. The goaltender had a hard time handling it. His stick went flying up. They ice it, and that's a smart play by the Fond du Lac players. And by the way, on that penalty, to clarify, they did give him a double minor. So it is a 21-second penalty yet on Griff Wiehausen for elbowing, and still 2:33 left on the Fond du Lac penalty. So I think they got him for the unsportsmanlike hitting after the whistle as well as the hold during play. All right, so that was a good look. I thought the Wayful shot was right on the goal line, but it did not go in. The goaltender had a little trouble with that rebound. So now we got Kozarek and Palmer Anderson out, along with Smith and Van Helden. Going to go on the power play here in about 20 seconds. Still 4-on-4. We've had a couple of looks here. So Fond du Lac sends it around. Kazarek's going to be the first one to it. He tries to send it down, but one of the Fond du Lac players ties it up. That's going to come out to the point. Van Helden, Palmer Anderson tried for the redirect, but the angle wasn't there. Anderson wasn't ready to tee one up on the pass from Smith. Anderson sends it. Oh, nice job by Smith on the redirect. Now we're going to go on the power play. Wiehausen in. Oh, had a good look at a shot, but it went off one of the Fondy players. Now Wiehausen walking, sends a hard shot. See if Palmer Anderson can't send it. Cleared by Fond du Lac. They've done a nice job of just getting enough of it. Now Wiehausen into the corner. About 1:52 left on the power play. And number 7 with the good stick pokes it up into the netting. Now some wholesale changes for the Voyageurs. 1:50 left on the power play. 13-13 left in the period. Still 1-0 Fond du Lac. Feel like we're buzzing. I think we're going to get one on this one. So Will Burkholtz is taking the draw, sends it over by Greenia. One of the Fond du Lac players has it. Yep, I think that's going to be that's a big time penalty. That was LaBelle who took a big shot. That's a shot to the head. We'll see if that's just going to be a minor. We'll see. He is just 2 minutes for head contact to number 7. Now we're going to be 5-on-3 for a while here. But he finished high is what he's explaining to number 7 for the Cardinals. That's Nick Obernetter. So we're going to have 5-on-3 situation here. Let's see who we put out. Van Helden going to be out. Burkholtz. Lee. Anderson. And Greenia. Let's see what they put up. Still waiting to get the penalty up on the board. Now it's up. So it's going to be a long 4-on-3 potential, a 5-on-3 potential here. Burkholtz wins the draw over to Greenia. Greenia to Van Helden. Van Helden to Greenia. Greenia with the tough angle shot. Nice job by the goaltender. Oh, hopped over Van Helden's stick. All right, time to regroup. Come in with some speed. No reason to dump it on a 5-on-3. Let's make sure we possess the puck. Austin Lee comes in with some speed. He's around him. It's Palmer Anderson, but he and Anderson couldn't quite connect. Got a piece of it by Burkholtz, and Van Helden's able to save it. Oh, nice save by the goaltender. He's made some nice saves. Credit where credit is due. We got to keep working, kind of take away his eyes, but nice save so far. Greenia up, Greenia across, Greenia onside. Greenia now walking, sends it over to Burkholtz. Burkholtz with a nice redirect, but nice job by the goaltender. He got his pads down. So pretty good goaltending here by Fond du Lac. 50 seconds left in the first penalty, 1:06 left in the next one. Still 5-on-3 for a while. Kozarek now on the long pass from Wayful. Now back over to Palmer Anderson. Anderson unfortunately didn't hit Greenia. Greenia now in the corner, looking, get it over to Lee. Lee up and toward the face-off dot. Wayful up in. He gets it over to Kozarek. Kozarek with the shot, knocked down. Wayful able to try to keep it, but one of the Fond du Lac players sent it All right, come on, boys. Here we go. One more rush here. Got Lee with it. Gets it over to Wiehausen. Wiehausen looking. Got about 5 seconds left on the first penalty. Rayful has it up front, up top, over to Dose. Dose was redirected, but it went wide. Now they get one by back, still a man advantage for another 13 seconds. Smith, hard shot up high. Goaltender was able to corral. Rayful over to Dose. Dose with the hard shot, gets a piece of one of the defensemen. Only a few seconds left. Rayful over to Kazarik, redirected it wide. And now we're still there. We still have possession. So now back at full strength and even. Long 5-on-3 did not go how we should do it. Landon Smith tried to send it. Unfortunately, did not connect with Dose. Rayful has it. Hits Smith. I don't think that's going to be a nice thing. No, it's not, but that was a great opportunity to connect. We missed on. Cole Lundin now out. Smith out with the forecheck. Forecheck looking. He's going to try to send it. One of the Cardinals is there. We're catching a lot of Cardinals here, a lot more Cardinals than I'd like to see, and it's going to be sent for icing. Prokop out for the first time. I like the idea of just getting some guys out there and see what happens. So it's going to be Medrano, Prokop, and who else? Lundin out. And defense is going to be Verbort and Sands. So a very young group out there. Let's see if they can generate anything. Lundin's going to take the draw. Fond du Lac wins it back into their own corner. They ring it around. Verbort has to retreat to neutral ice. Verbort over to Sands. Sands up, tries for Medrano, couldn't handle. Now here come the Cardinals, the 2-on-2. A little more support. And nice job by, gets hung up in traffic. Sands probably should have sent that one more to the point instead of up the middle. Now Fond du Lac forechecking. Now it gets sent out. Medrano able to get it back out to neutral. Fond du Lac's going to have to regroup. We got a free out. Let's see what we do with it. Get it over to Medrano. Medrano over to Prokop. Prokop sends it in toward the net. Goes up behind. Fond du Lac tries to go up the middle, but Van Helden was there on the read. Sends it deep. Got some changes coming. Lee over. Lee makes a move. Sends it over to Burkholz. Burkholz tried to go down to Lee, but right onto the tape of one of the Fond du Lac players. Verbort still out. Verbort battling. One of the Fond du Lac players sends it deep. And now Van Helden. Let's see if he can ring it over to Max. He does, to Greenya. Greenya has it. A little bit of 1-on-2. He's looking for some help. He goes underneath. Circles back down. We're changing in behind. He has it taken away. Battling, but Fondy able to send it. Gets past Wisco, but Van Helden is there. Van Helden passed to himself, right up the boards to Lee. Lee sends it. Not able to send it out, but Van Helden is there. Van Helden over D to Wisco. Wisco gathers it up to Wiehausen. Wiehausen now crossing onside. Sends it down deep for Burkholz. Smith now off the bench. See if he can grab it. Unable to, but Wiehausen there to Smith. Now Smith has it. Smith with the shot off the side of the cage. Smith now battling some more. Got Kazarik out. Kazarik and Smith. Kazarik and Smith now. Smith sends it out to the point. Van Helden. Van Helden knocks it down, gets it over to Smith. Let's see what Smith can do. Tries the backhand, but again, one of the Fond du Lac players was there. Tipped away. Wisco is there with 15. He's going to be the first to it. Wisco loses his skates for a second. Gets pushed down. Play on. And good job by Wisco. It's Kazarik to come out with it. Sends it over to Wiehausen. Wiehausen achieves the red. Gets it over to Kazarik. Kazarik, let's see if we can get that deep. Not able to. That is sent out. Wisco able to, didn't have defensive position, but was able to get a piece of the puck. Now sent the length of the ice. That won't be an icing, and that is the correct call. Wisco has it below. Wisco tries to pass to himself. One of the Cardinals grabs it, sends it around. Wiehausen is the first to it. Gets it over to Van Helden. Van Helden tries to make a move. Taken away by one of the Cardinals. Comes up to the point. One of the Cardinals rings it around. Wisco with it. And sends it up. Cardinals still have it. Send it deep. Wisco with it. Sends it, rings it around to Weehausen. Weehausen takes it back below the goal line. Rings it up over to Smith. Smith gets it out to center ice. Pizarro couldn't quite get there. Weehausen there. Tried the soft pass, but it's not there. Now Van Helden with the move. Tried to get it across, but couldn't quite get it over. Good to see LaBelle back out after he took that headshot. Wisco up. We got a freebie as there are lots of changes going. Wisco sends it over to Palmer Anderson. Palmer Anderson, let's see if LaBelle couldn't quite win the race, but Anderson's there in support. Wyatt Williams is there. Let's see, Wafel knocks it down over to Anderson. Anderson tried to drop it, I think, for Williams, but couldn't. LaBelle tried on a hopping puck, but didn't really get much of it. Now Anderson sends it deep. Williams on the forecheck. Fondy sent it deep. Now they're on the outlet. Send it down deep. Dose sends it down toward the blue line, and we're going to get a little semi-break here for Palmer Anderson. Palmer Anderson, I don't know if it got in or not. He did stop it, it looks like. Went right to the goal line, but again, I don't think it crossed. Anderson tried to open him up, and he was able to close up just in time. So, nice job by the goaltender. Had a little mini break there. We tried him a few times, and he's gotten those pads closed, so something to keep an eye on. Maybe we'll have to try him somewhere else. Burkholz taking the draw between Lee and Grenia. Dose and Wafel out. Burkholz wins it. Nice shot on, but the goaltender is actually squared up nicely again. A few more sponsors to get through the final. The Borseth family, Pink Flamingos, Silver Beavers, Uniform Shop, Tons Construction, Top Tier Pro Painting, Triangle Distributing, Tweet Garrett Mechanical. Just a few more to go here in a moment. Fond du Lac wins the draw, rings it around. Wafel has it. Lost his stick momentarily. Not sure what happened there. I think, is it hung up in somebody's? No, now it isn't. Now Dose sends it. Now Lee over there. Wafel with support over to Lee. Lee unable to gather. But Wafel is there to pick up the pass. Puck hopped over him. Now Wafel has it. He's looking for Grenia. Grenia up the middle. Grenia with a pass to Burkholz. Oh, Burkholz was trying to the pass to Grenia but couldn't. Wafel takes out with a big hit at center. And the high and wide. Now let's see, Grenia there. Grenia makes a move. Grenia up. Grenia tries to get it back. He does. Gets it over to Lee. Lee sends it deep. Grenia's going to be the first one to it. He gets it up to Wafel here above the rings. Tried to make a move, but taken away by one of the Cardinals. Now Dose comes out. And they should put a shot on net, but easily saved right into the chest of Van de Ven. Shots, quite a few shots this period at least. We've cranked that up, but still 1-0 Cardinals. 4:50 left in the period. I think shots were, 9-7, so I think one shot for the Cardinals, which was that one, and then 12 shots, I believe, for De Pere so far, but still netted nothing. Now on 4:45 left in the second. Van Helden out. He sends it over to Weehausen. Weehausen trying to win the race, unable to. Now Fond du Lac's going to end up icing the puck. They saw some pressure and they sent it the length of the ice. So time to make them pay on this. Let's go through our last few sponsors. So vacayfoodandfun.com, Voss Electric, Werner Electric, Wondersign, and Yentis Associates. Thanks to all those fine sponsors who help us provide wonderful experience for our skaters. We have Kazark taking the draw in between Weehausen and Smith. Van Helden up. Now a little bit of a stalemate, but Smith comes out after it was kicked to him. Smith with it. Smith protecting it with his body. Gets it down over to Weehausen. Now a little give and go. Cardinals were able to send it. Oh, well, nice. Van Helden tried for the redirect with Kazarek. Kazarek got a piece, but it went wide. See if we can be the first there. Now Fond du Lac tries to send it around. Smith is going to be there. Fond du Lac was able to send it up to the blue and just out. Now we send it back up. Van Helden pass to Smith. Gets knocked out. Wisco to Smith. Smith sends it toward the net. I think he's going to change. He is. Kazarek tries. He's outnumbered in the corner. Now Van Helden has got a piece of Weehausen. Nice shot by Anderson. And it's sent. Not going to go to the length of the ice, so we're going to have to pick that up. Van Helden tried for the pass to Wyatt Williams off the bench, but unfortunately couldn't quite have the angle. Now Williams up with some speed, throws it at the net. Oh, he's the first to the rebound, but good job by the goaltender on both saves. Verboord tried to come up and pinch, but Fond du Lac chipped it past him. Van Helden back there. Now Palmer Anderson with the angle pass. Tries for LaBelle. Fond du Lac picked it off. Now Van Helden able to body in front of his guy. Good job by Van Helden using a body. Now support from LaBelle. LaBelle making a move. And now I think one of the Cardinals is going to go for a hold. It's time, boys. It's time to put one. It's time to pot one. So Van Helden got taken down in the corner. Maybe 27, Parker Zeebel. Going to go for a hold. It's time, boys. Time for a power play goal right now. I don't know if any of the Pee Wee A's or Square Days were watching down in Sun Prairie. Both of them won their morning game, and I think both were competing this afternoon. Didn't hear how they did, but I know that they were optimistic about how things would go in their semifinal game. So we had a little delay here. Let's see. I think they're going to boot out the center for Fond du Lac because of the delayed substitution. Burkholtz out, taking the draw over to Grenier. Grenier to Wafel. Wafel gets it over to Lee. Lee momentarily lost it, but gets it back. Gotta be crisper than that. Gotta be crisper than that. It's unforced error on that one. All right, so Wafel's back with it. Makes a move in front of the net. Gets over to Lee. Lee now brings it over onside. Gets it over to Grenier. Grenier walks down on the lower face-off ring. Now he's going to send it up to Wafel. Wafel looks back to Grenier. That gets through. So we can't. Oh, got caught under LaBelle's skate. He did a good job of creating some chaos, but nothing there. 1:15 left on the power play. I think we're going to change a couple of guys here. Let's see what we can do. Wafel lost an edge, and Wafel sends it up, checking out his skate a little bit, but it's up to Dose. Dose to Grenier. Grenier circles back. Van Helden coming out on now. Grenier has Van Helden if he wants it. Sends it over to Dose instead. Over to Grenier. Back to Dose. Dose with the hard shot. Oh, just crapped on. Nice. Another nice save. Oh, another one that, unfortunately on the angle, that is going to go all the way out on the shot by Van Helden. About 30, going down on 35 seconds left here on the power play. Now Grenier has it, circles in behind the net. Grenier up. Grenier comes back all the way up, back to Van Helden. Van Helden with the fan. Nice job by Van Helden. Didn't panic, got it back. Wiehausen sends it deep to Kazarik. Kazarik over to Dose. Dose, oh, nice redirect by Wiehausen. I thought we had the angle on that one, but it came out. Only about 5 seconds left here on the power play. Sends it up to Kazarik. Kazarik unable to handle, and it goes deep. Had some numbers there, unfortunately, they couldn't take advantage. Fond du Lac rings it all the way through the ice. Let's see, just under a minute left now. Now Van Helden with the pass to Kazarik. Kazarik lost it momentarily, but now Kazarik has it. We're gonna have to win by, I think, passing as opposed to shooting, boys. Yeah, he's been up for, and if you see that he's saved it. Lundin there. Oh, had a rebound, but we're just. When we go left for the rebound, it seems to go right. Just kind of one of those. They try a long pass. Smith picked it off. Let's see if we can't do something off of that. Smith walks just out of his reach, but comes back with another hard shot. Griffin Wiehausen couldn't gather. About 20 seconds left. That's going to go for an icing, so let's take advantage. 18.4 seconds. Let's get 5 guys out there we want, and let's go for it. Come on. We're going to go with that younger line, it looks like. Nope. It's going to be Lee, Burkholtz, and Grenier. Burkholtz to see if we can get the draw. Really big with 18.2. No, and Lee with the jump. Now it's going to cost us. Burkholtz is going to get booted. Lee able to win it. Back to Grenier. Just a little. Don't think he quite got it off in time. Gathered it once. Probably should have just fired it. Allowed the Cardinals to get a stick on it. Burkholtz now Now we're down to 12 seconds. Burkholz over to Greenya. Greenya has it. See what Greenya can bring. Greenya with the tough angle shot. Went up high wide, and that's going to end at 1-0. So shots in the period were 17 for the Voyageurs, 1 for the Cardinals. However, what matters is we were not able to find the back of the net, so it's still 1-0 Fond du Lac after 2. The pace picked up. We played a little bit smarter hockey. The effort level was a little better, but not able to create enough chaos. There's some rebounds to be had. We got to get guys there. Got to be the first to that rebound. That's going to be what we get. So I think we get 1. I think we're going to get 3 or 4. So we're going to have to work hard, and we're going to have to be that first guy to the rebound and pound one in. So 1-0 your score. Be back with you in about 10 minutes or so after they clear the ice. Welcome back to Fond du Lac in the Blue Line Ice Center here on a early Saturday evening. Voyageurs find themselves behind 1-0 to the Fondy Cardinals on a first period Fondy goal. Voyageurs out shooting them 28-8 and are controlling play, but just have not found the net. Got to have that extra effort to try to get some pucks to the net, some bodies to the net, and be that first guy in the rebound. There have been some rebounds available, but we just haven't been able to pound any home. Well, I bet some of our regulars are listening here. I bet Denny and Jan Metzdorf from the Chippewa Valley are listening. Susan Williams in Ohio is always such a great listener. Bill and Barb Bilo in Madison. Jim and Chris Grenia in DeForest. Tim Champion in McFarland. Craig Kazarik in Mason. I know he was last night. He was listening. Cast of thousands, as always. And Grenia has it. A little 2-on-1 here. Nice shot. There it is. That's what you need to do. Talked about the rebounds. There it was. Grenia is going to get the assist. Austin Lee. We'll see if there's a secondary assist to be had, but 8 seconds in, the Voyageurs tie it up. So nice job. That's exactly what I preached. We got to have some rebound goals. The rebounds are there. 1-1. Now Burkholtz still taking the draw. Goal 8 seconds in. We'll hear for the announcement to see if there's any other assists besides Grenia. And the Fondy has it. They try to send it far, but Van Helden battling with 27. 27 able to send it, but Wisco's there in support. Grenia sends it up and out. Now it's Austin Lee. Let's see if he gets a step. He tries to drop back. He does. With a nice shot, but the goaltender did a good job of getting across the crease and taking away the post. Well, there we go. Looking for that rebound goal, and sometimes you ask and you shall receive. Dose and Wafel out on D. Kazark taking the draw between Smith and Wehausen. Fond du Lac is able to win the draw. They ring it around. That's going to get over to the point and out to center. A little 2-on-2 here for the Cardinals. Wafel pokes it away. Now it gets down deep. And Dose sends it. One of the Cardinals tries to send it, tries to get on Wafel, unable to. A couple of the Cardinals were up front, but puck went through harmlessly. Landon Smith passes it to himself. Now he's got a trailer if he wants him, and Kazarik, he hits him. Kazarik with the shot just goes wide, unable. See if Dose can get there. Dose sends it deep. Now the Cardinals have it in behind. They ring it. Wehausen is there. Landon Smith on the check. Dose sends it up over to Wehausen. Wehausen sends it deep, and our forwards are going to change, as well as Sands comes out for Wafel on D. So now we got Williams and LaBelle and Anderson with the forecheck. LaBelle tries to send it over to Williams. Williams with the shot. Good save. Saw something flash. I thought it was the puck, but not sure what it was. It was not the puck going toward the back of the net, but Williams with a nice attempt on the centering pass. I know John Thompson in Marquette, he usually listens too. I wonder if he's here watching Cole. Goes along the blue line. LaBelle with the shot. Sticked aside by the goaltender. Now Verbort has it, gets it over to Williams. Williams shoots it, and the goalie freezes. Also, I'm wondering if I know it's the weekend, I know it's late, not quite as late as some of our other games, but I bet the Pro Cup family is listening. So ahoy to the Pro Cups over in Prague, Czech Republic. And we have ourselves some kind of a face-off violation. They're going to boot LaBelle. And Anderson is now in. Anderson in. Williams and LaBelle, the other forwards. Sands and Verbord on D. So Fondy wins it. They take it back behind their net. Forecheck. LaBelle gets a piece of it with his skate. Now he's battling in the corner. Little puck support from Anderson. I'm not sure. I think we're going to get a couple of guys maybe go. A little matching penalties here perhaps. Not exactly sure. Let's see who they send. I think they're going to send a couple of guys here. Yeah, see what they sort this out. I think it's maybe going to be Wyatt Williams. I don't know. I think number 7, or is it going to be LaBelle? Number 7, Overnader is in for Fond du Lac. And Cole Lundeen is coming in. That doesn't make a lot of sense. No, I was going to say Cole Lundeen was not on the ice, so we didn't want to get him for a malfeasance. But LaBelle and number 7 Overnader just a little bit aggressive, but we're going to have coincidental minors there. So we're going to skate 5-on-5 yet. So 5-on-5 here, and we win the draw. Back to Van Helden. Van Helden down below to Lee. Lee sent it up the boards. Good forecheck by Grenier. Cardinals able to chip it out to center. Grenier now has it. Grenier doubles back to the point, sends it toward the net. Now we can forecheck that. Lee in. He and Burkholz are down low. First one to it. Van Helden back pass to himself. Gets over to Burkholz. Burkholz sends a long one over to Fond du Lac, but Fond du Lac able to send it. Now they're going to go ahead and ice the puck. Not sure why that wasn't called icing. The officials, I think, forgot that it was even strength. So Lee sending it down. Kozarek out. Lee's probably at the end of a shift here. Let's see if he changes. Now we got Grenier. Grenier walking. Tries to cross up the goaltender, but the goaltender stayed square. 13:54 left. Tied at 1 on a very early goal by Lee from Grenier. And now we got the Kozarek line out. Wiehausen and Smith flanking him. Wafel and Dose out for the Voyageurs. Smith has it. Smith over to Wafel. Wafel looking, sends it toward the blue line, or sent it to the goal, and it was tipped. I think Wiehausen got knocked down pretty good on that one. Fond du Lac tries the long pass, but Smith picks it off. Nice job getting into the lane. Smith is there. Now Smith coming up with it. Smith with the hard shot, high and wide. Let's see if we can't keep that in. Wiehausen sends it down to Smith. Smith over to Kozarek. Kozarek with the goal! The Fondy bench, I don't think, is going to be real happy. They wanted to hit away from the play. Wiehausen got himself he was tagged in front. I think he was looking for a little retribution and probably could have been called, but glad they didn't. They're not real happy on the Fond du Lac bench, and I understand. But we'll take it. So that's going to be Kozarek with the goal. I'm not sure who is going to get the assist, but yeah, the Fond du Lac bench has a few things to say on it, and I get it. If I was on the other side of that, I'd be saying something as well. We're having some sound issues. Oh, now we do have sound. Thank you, Phil. Phil Van Helden reporting. Now we're going to keep that 5 out there. Smith and Wiehausen flanking Kozarek. It's 2-1 now, Voyageurs. Wafel contests at the blue line. Kozarek, yep, he grasped enough of that, so that's going to go down. Yep, it's going to stay here, actually. I think he pointed the other way, but I think the ref, yep, he corrected himself. That's going to go in front of our goal. In front of our goal. Let's hear, listen for the announcement. It's going to be Kozarek from Smith on that goal. So nice job by that line. Wafel tries to get it out. Bounce off one of the Cardinals. The Cardinals still have it. Wafel separates his man from the puck. Now Kozarek has it. Kozarek with the pass over to Wiehausen. Wiehausen sends it. Smith is in pursuit. Let's see if he can't pressure the guy into something. Unable. Smith lost an edge. We got a couple of guys down there. Let's get him back into play here. Nice job. We got Lundeen. I see Lundeen out there. I see Dose. I see Wyatt Williams. One of the Cardinals in coming fresh off the bench. Dose with a nice job of getting a piece of it. Wafel pursues. Smith out into the point. One of the Cardinals makes a move around him. Smith with a nice job, gets a piece of the blade right before the Cardinal was able to shoot. Dose tries to send it up, but went off one of the Cardinals. Lundeen in there working. Lundeen over to Williams. Williams sandwiched. Not going to be any kind of call. Feels like maybe a makeup call of leaving it. I think that was probably should have been something. Oh, that was a shot. That was pretty dangerous, but nice job by Chase Vandeven to get the pad down. We got kind of a in between lines here. We could really use just a clean change. So Dose has it. Dose tries to send it up to Williams, unable to. One of the Cardinals has it. Tried to get it out, but it didn't. Now it's going to go for an icing, and that's probably not a bad idea. We just had a bit of a ragtag group out there as far as in between line changes. I see LaBelle, it's been more than 2 minutes, so he gets to come on out on his coincidental minor, as does number 7 for the Cardinals. 2-1, your score. Voyageurs with a couple of quick goals here in the third. 11:46 left. We're going to face off just to the blocker side of Chase Vandeven. Face-off win by Burkholz. Sands tries to send it up, and it does get out. Burkholz in pursuit. Burkholz was able to send it deep, or send it over, but one of the Cardinals gets to the red line and sends it in. Sands up to Lee. Lee with the angle pass up to Burkholz now. Now Greenya. Greenya's down there outnumbered. Let's see if he can come up with it. Nice job by Greenya on the forecheck to come up with it, despite being outnumbered. Now Greenya has it, skates up. Let's see what he does with it. Gains the middle of the ice. Tries to send it back down to Burkholz, but Fondy broke it up momentarily. Burkholz has it, sends it over to Lee. Lee down to Greenya. And one of the Cardinals gets a piece of it, sends it around, bring it up. Sands tries to pinch, unable to hold as they put it up in the air, but Verbort is the first one there. Verbort sends it across over to Lee. Lee with some space. Lee tries to send a soft pass to Verbort off one of the Cardinals, but Lee has it again. Lee looking, now up from the middle, now gets it out over to Greenya. Greenya's going to send it deep. Greenya at the end of a shift. Kozarek now in pursuit. One of the Cardinals comes out with it. Smith is bearing down on him, makes him change direction. One of the Cardinals goes for a shot. That one was a tough one, but Chase Vandeven off his stick. Smith tries to send one deep. Wiehausen able to get it on the red, send it deep. Fond du Lac in behind their own net. Number 3 trying to go end to end again. Nobody gives it up. Oh, big time check by Smith. Now we got Wisco and Van Helden both out. Shot is high and wide. Smith has it. See what Smith does with it. Wisco into support. Off of Kozarek. Wiehausen passes it to make sure it gets out of harm's way. Now Wiehausen on the forecheck. Nice job of Wiehausen. Cole Lundeen. Oh, I thought Cole Lundeen was going to get there first, but one nice job by the long reach of one of the Cardinals. Now we got Palmer Anderson out. Wyatt Williams also out. Williams is going to pursue that puck. They send it up to Van Helden. Van Helden able to handle the hopping puck, but one of the Cardinals able to send it deep. Wisco settles it down. Wisco with the move. Now he's got a man. He's got Williams. He hits Lundeen. One of the Cardinals was able to take it away, but we recover. Wisco pass to Anderson. Anderson sends it deep. Lundeen in pursuit. Cardinals flip it up. Oh, that would have been nice to pick that thing off. They flipped it up, but we weren't able to do anything with it. Now one of the Cardinals goes. Nice job by... They did a nice job of making sure he had to go wide. Now are we going to get a semi-break? Nope. Palmer Anderson couldn't quite get by. Number 7, he's a pretty good skater for a bigger guy. Good sized guy, but pretty good skater by a defenseman there. So the Cardinals able to flip it out. Burkholz over to Wisco. Wisco to Palmer Anderson. Taken away by number 7. He's at the end of a shift. Ooh, that was a dangerous play. Let's see if we can't take advantage. Oh, I don't like that call at all. They're going to get one of the Voyageurs for the hook, and I'm going to be honest, not a good call. But that'll happen. It's got to go on the kill. So Wyatt Williams is going to go. I don't think that was much of a call. Wyatt having a little conversation, but I think he'd be better off just going ahead and taking a seat. Not going to change his mind. So we got Dose and Wafel out on D. Burkholz and Lee taking the draw on Chase Vandeven's glove side. We look like we might have it won, but not quite yet. See if Wavell can tip that out. No, he cannot. Number 3 sends it down deep. Now Fond du Lac sends it up. sends it up and over. Dose, nice job by Leo. Found a spot. Leo, oh, just not a smart penalty. Come on, Leo. Took an unnecessary headshot. Not a good penalty. So we're going to have ourselves a nice 5-on-3 that we're going to have to kill here. As soon as we can get a hold of the puck. Not a good penalty. Come on, Leo, you know better than that. Just got to pop them up underneath the chin. See what they call. Got them up high a little head contact. Yep. So we're going to have ourselves, Fond du Lac might take a timeout here. Going to rest up their top guys here with the long 5-on-3. So it's going to be 1:25 left in the minor to Williams. And of course, Dose just went in for his 2 minutes. So we're going to have a long 5-on-3. Reports from PUEA down in Sun Prairie, 8-0 final for the PUEA team. So they're in the championship game, 2 o'clock. So congrats to Coach LaBelle and that crew. Good luck to them. See what they can do in that championship and bring home a trophy would be nice. All right, so now we get to test our penalty killing skills. Didn't go so hot the first time. We didn't protect the back door. Now when it's 5-3, 5-on-3, you don't have much of a choice. You can only cover so many things. So we're going to have to just try to pack it in and see if we can't get a piece and try to clear it the best we can. Fond du Lac called time, so that does allow us to put out the guys we want out there as well. We'll see what we do. Yeah, we're going to have ourselves, we're going to be tested here. We haven't really been tested since Fond du Lac's first goal, but that could change. When you're down 2 men, that's tough. Lee, Burkholz, and Wafel are going to come out as your penalty killers. Let's see if those guys can't pack it in and try to get a little piece of something and send it out, clear the zone a few times here. Eat some clock. Burkholz trying to win the draw. He's not able to. Fond du Lac has it. Now Fond du Lac is able to set up. Again, you're limited as to what you can take away. Nice job. I don't think it got through. I think it got caught up in traffic. Fond du Lac's setting up now. Now they're going. Now got a back door we got to be careful of. Got number 5 on the back door. Burkholz sees it. Drops down. Now we got another back door. Burkholz is there protecting. Got to be careful. They're setting up with the bumper. Nice job by Van de Ven. Maybe it was going to go high, but it was certainly nothing you could take a chance of. But Van de Ven gloved it. And anytime you can get that stoppage, just settle things down, that's not a bad thing. Looks like we're going to keep our penalty killers back out there. So Wafel on D and Burkholz taking the draw with Lee. Fondy wins the draw. Fondy sends it down low to the goal line. And they try to send it up high. Lee read it and picked it off. Now over to Burkholz. Shoot, guys. Yep. Unfortunately, that didn't want the offside there. Probably could have ragged it back for more time, but at least we were able to take some time and take the draw all the way down just outside of the Fondy blue line. 3 fresh skaters on the kill, which makes a lot of sense. Those guys were ready to change. Kazarek, Smith, and then Van Helden are our 3. 40 seconds left in the first penalty, 1:15 left in the second. 7:15 left in the game. Now Fond du Lac brings it in. Bring it up to the middle of the ice. Number 3 skating it. Breaks it down, whirls back around. Now he's going to leave it for the point. Let's see what they do with it. Back over to 3 with the one-time attempt. I think Kazarek got a piece of it. Let's see if that can't get out. Backhander hopping puck by Smith was able to send it out. So now we're down to about 12 seconds on the first penalty to Smith to Wyatt Williams. I'm sure he'll just come out and take the ice. With the soft pass to Fondy, and Smith gets it. Smith couldn't quite get it out, but we are going to go ahead and get a man back right now. So Wyatt Williams back out, so we can go to our 4-man penalty kill now. So looks like Kazarek's going to duck back on defense. It'd be nice to get a whistle to get free. Nice job by Landon Smith taking away that bumper. Now Wyatt Williams has it. Williams is going to send it, and I think we're going to change at least a couple of our guys. So Wafel is out, Wiehausen is out, Kazarek's going to go. Only about 10 seconds left in the second penalty to Dose. Palmer Anderson out. Let's see if he can't create some chaos. He does. Well, the penalty's over. Even strength. So we killed a long 5-on-3. Palmer Anderson sending it deep. Nice job by the penalty killers. Nothing too dangerous. I mean, there were a couple that maybe looked like they might create something, but nice job. Van de Ven was up to the task on anything that came his way, and a good job by the penalty killers. That one was rung all the way around by Fond du Lac so hard it comes back out. Now Green is out. Green looking. He is looking up. He skates all the way around. Let's see who he can find. Finds Dose. Tries for the shot. He had Rehausen there, but it got hung up in traffic. Wafel sends it toward the net. And Rehausen looked for the redirect or the rebound, but neither one came. Goalie able to freeze it. So 2-1 Voyageurs with 5:26 left in the third. Shots on goal, we've continued to pile that number up, 35-12 unofficially on the scoreboard. Burkholtz able to win the draw down to the corner. Now he has it. He's looking, has Wisco over here. Tries to send it down, but it got hung up on one of the skaters for Fond du Lac. They send it deep. It is going to get across for an icing. So we'll face it off again down in the Fond du Lac zone. 5:11 left in the third period. No changes for JP Capo's Voyageurs. Keeping out Lee and Green on the wing, along with Burkholtz taking the draw. Wisco and Van Helden, your defensemen. Fondy able to win the draw. Lee in, trying to forecheck. Burkholtz has it. Now Lee has it. He's walking toward the middle of the ice. Lee tried and passed down to Green, but it got hung up. Van Helden down to Burkholtz. Burkholtz looking down. He's able to get it toward Green. Green to Lee, down back now behind the net. Two guys on it for Fond du Lac, but Lee able to create some space. Now Lee looking for Burkholtz, but they had it covered. Ended up trying for Green instead. Now Green walks. Green comes back out. Green leave a drop pass, but one of the Fond du Lac Cardinals was there, unfortunately. We were able to gain control. Down it comes out to center. Van Helden going with speed, fires one on net. Saved and gloved aside by the goaltender. Now Fond du Lac comes out with it. We're going to have to clear. We clear it. Fond du Lac should have been a hand pass, and it is. Officials catch that. Hand pass to Fond du Lac. That'll go back into their own zone. We're going to face off on the blocker side of the Fond du Lac goaltender. 4:16 left in the period, in the third period. 2-1 Voyageurs. A couple of quick goals. One by Lee, 8 seconds in, and then Kozarek not too much longer. Lee from Green and Kozarek from Smith. They win the draw. Smith with the hard shot, but it got caught up in traffic. Comes out to neutral ice. Wafel gets it over to Sands. Sands sends it deep. We're able to clear the zone. Now Fond du Lac has it, trying to come out with it, up along the boards. The soft pass out there. Sands is there. Let's see if he can separate his man from the puck. He does. Wafel has it, sends it back over to Sands. Now Sands is over there with Smith. Smith with the move. Smith with the move, gets it over backhand. Unfortunately, I think that might go for an icing. It does. Not exactly sure what they were calling for. I think Smith was looking and trying to pick up what they were calling him to do, and I think he ended up just, unfortunately, icing the puck. So it's going to go back on the blocker side of Chase Van de Ven. Kozarek taking the draw. He had won it, but it went back behind the net. Now Fond du Lac has it. They try the soft pass, but Kozarek is there to pick it off. We have a little 3-on-2 here if we hurry. Kozarek sends it down to Smith. Smith tried to send it to Rehausen, but it went harmlessly through. Fond du Lac now has it. That was something that could have brewed into something. Unfortunately, it didn't. Should have been offside, but no call. Sent harmlessly by Mason King up toward the net, and Van de Ven with the easy freeze. 3:17 left in the third period. 2-1 Voyageurs. Williams, Lundin, and Palmer Anderson out, I believe. Dose and Van Helden are out on D. So let's see what we have. Because of the substitution, they boot the Fond du Lac defense. Shot a little wide. Van Helden looking for the long pass, but Anderson didn't turn on the jets quick enough. It was there. Anderson, I don't think just could have turned on the jets about a second quicker. He probably has himself a breakaway. But unfortunately, it went for icing, so we'll bring it back over. 3:08 left in the third. Going to go on the glove side of Chase Van de Ven. Let's see if Lundin can get us a draw here. Fondy wins it clean back to the point. They try to send one in. Nice eat by Wyatt Williams. Lundin down deep. Lundin battling. Lundin sends it up to Williams. Lundin, now it's over. Now we're going to have a little 2-on-1 perhaps. Lundin with Palmer Anderson. 17. Oh, nice stick. Oh boy. Oh, Williams would have been just up another stride. He would have got himself a nice, clean look. Now Fondy just looked like kind of a dump in on net, looking maybe for a rebound. But I'm looking for a change if it was handled, which it was by Van de Ven. So 2:42 left in the third period, 2-1 Voyageurs. Fond du Lac has used their timeout, so something to keep in mind. They won't be able to call that timeout and set something up. Burkholt's out now. Fondy wins the draw. Nice stick by Lee. Now Burkholtz has it. Now we got a little 2-on-1, 3-on-2. Greenya looking for Burkholtz. Back pass wasn't quite there. Now let's see. Wisco, we got to be careful on that one. Wisco got caught in between. And thankfully, just enough to try to get a piece of it. And Van de Ven was strong back there. That's one we can't give up. Come on, boys. We got to get back. Got to make a decision and be assertive. So we got let's see, we got Wisco and Van Helden out. Van Helden sends it. Now Max Greenya, let's see if he can get a little break. Oh, he sent it. The goal, he wasn't certain, and the puck was still loose, but he did a nice job of initial save. Goes over to the corner. Let's see if Greenya, with a pretty tough shot on there that he didn't handle cleanly, but he kept it out of the net. Now Greenya up with it, over to Wisco. Wisco with a hard shot. Landon Smith going to be the first one to it. Nice use of the big body there. Smith with it, trying to walk a little bit. Tried to get it to Burkholtz, but unable to. Van Helden sent it over. Nice job by Wisco to poke it free. Greenya after the pass from Smith. Greenya makes a move. He's got Smith. See if, oh, there was a hopping puck. Just hopped over Smith on the backhand. Nice job, Van Helden on the hold. Tries to send it down, got caught up in traffic. Greenya's still down. He's going out for a change. Good move, Max. Don't want to get caught out there too long. Fondy sends it. That is going to be the length of the ice and an icing. 1:25 remaining. Fondy not going to be able to pull their goalie because of an icing. Shots are 38-13 unofficially. 1:25 left in the game. And it looks like they're going to say there shouldn't have been an icing, so I guess we're going to bring it out to center ice. Kazarek in to take the draw. Smith, Wiehausen, Dose, and Wafel out on D. Draws it back. Not sure what happened there. We won it and we had it and then we just kind of watched it. So, all right, so in behind the net, Wafel has it up to Wiehausen. Wiehausen got crunched pretty good on the boards there. Kazarek with some support, tried to get it out, but up to the point. Van de Ven with the save. Van de Ven with another save. That's just got to get out. There you go. Get it out to the corner there. The net is empty, just under a minute, so now we can make the clear. It's redirected on front, way high and wide. Wafel tries to pressure. Wafel with it, tries to knock it up. That's going to go up and out, and that's going to cause a stoppage with 44.5 seconds left. So 44.5 seconds left. We're going to have some mass changes here. Let's see who's staying on for the Voyageurs. Wafel will stay out. Everybody else, lots of changes. Van Helden out on D. Then we got Greenya, Burkholtz, and Lee. In an empty net. 45 seconds left to see. Good job by Lee to get it out. Let's see if we can't get that puck. Fondy has to go all the way back to their own net to reset. Now they're coming up with the extra man. Missed on the pass, but able to retrieve it. Now Fondy up, gets it over the blue line. Now he sends it to the corner. Van Helden tries to send it up, but good hold at the blue line. by Fondy. Now they get it across. Let's see if Lee can't be the first one there. He tries. Wafel has it. Let's see if Wafel does it. Let's make sure you get the red. Red gets the red, but got knocked off. Sends it deep. Grenia sending it deep. Only 5 seconds left. They go for the long pass, but that's going to do it. So the Voyageurs, I'm going to say it wasn't necessarily the best game I've seen them play, but it's out of focus. But we did come with the win. We have had a bit of a long stretch of games. Games on Friday, Sunday, Tuesday, Friday, and now Saturday again. So that's a lot of games in a short period of time. We get a little bit of a break before our next game. If I'm not mistaken, I think the next game is, let me double check that, next Friday. Oh, no, that's right. We're going to, next Friday at home against Sheboygan. So hopefully you tune into that. Hopefully you can make it. But the Voyageurs able to pull one out. Goals early in the third period by Lee from Grenia and by Kazarek from Smith. So 2-1 Voyageurs. Shots unofficially 38-14 was what was listed on the board. 2-1 your final. Make yourself a great rest of your weekend. Catch you next Friday from De Pere.
How's it going?